out there. Like I said, it's through hiking season for the fall, so people are coming north and south. Be the most awesome Arizona Trail ambassadors.
Started the AZT 800 here with Hefe. Kyle's up there. Single speed crew. Actually, there's a lot of us. Starting the Canelos. Three hours in the Canelos. It is getting warm. Just stopped to put this bandana, cover my neck. I can try and pace myself. Last year I got cooked first couple days, just trying to go too fast. So take advantage of the shade. Eat and drink salt pills. Found some along for the ride. This stuff is real sticky, as in stickers. Almost done with the Canelos. Got warm there for a minute. I'm low on water, but should be some more water flowing in this next section. There was one mowed section and I got my hopes up, and then the rest was super overgrown. Lots of stickers, not as much cat claw as I remember from last year, but I've got my long sleeves and my armored gloves, so it's not been bad, yeah. Kentucky camp, 7 p.m. If it's hard to see the trail, it's because it's impossible to see the trail in real life. It's 5 a.m. I just slept for a few hours in Las Colinas, clearing some of the stickers out of my shoes before I get going. Lights coming off. Switch back to day mode. I didn't realize I camped like right at the Magic Green Gate, so woke up this morning and just coasted, and the trail got a little wider, so the grass wasn't quite as covering the tread. Headed into Tucson. Sun's up, savoring the last few minutes of cool temps. It's not all overgrown hike-a-bike. Occasionally there's some pretty nice sections like this. On So go into Tucson, I'll get a few things at the market. And it's back up Reddington Road midday, which will be toasty. Last year I definitely got cooked. Pushing up Reddington a little too fast, going on Chiba Falls, running out of water. I'm not gonna do that again. This is still cold. Got a frosty consistency. Yeah, it's good. Biota. Rattlesnake right there in the trail. I had my head down hiking and I was over top of it. My bike was on the right of it and I stepped on the left of it and I saw it move. Whew! That'll wake you up. I'm gonna give this guy some room. He's probably at least 4 feet long. Molino hike a bike. So it's 9 o'clock, day 2. Just started the AZT bypass going up Mount Lemmon. Normally the race route goes up the highway after getting to Molino Basin and the prison camp. But the official ATA bike bypass actually goes up trail. So a few of us have decided that's the way we should go. It's like 20 miles of trail, 7,000 feet of gain, and I don't really have any idea how long it's going to take. 12 plus hours probably. So hoping to get up to Summerhaven in hours tomorrow. There's something wrong with my pedal. I serviced them right before I started, and I must not have got the 2 nuts tight enough. And I felt it a little while ago, and it was a little bit wobbly. And then a few minutes later, I looked down, and the pedal was just gone. So I went back in the trail like 50 yards and found the pedal. But yeah, pedaling on a spindle for right now. Looks like there's some sort of bike shop in Summerhaven, so I'm hoping I can get a pedal up there. Otherwise, I'll be on a spindle for a little while, maybe till Phoenix, but yeah, that's frustrating. Guy. There's a few water bars on Green Mountain. Yeah. Morning day 3. Pushing up the lemon drop. Well, AZT official bypass. I believe I'm on Incinerator Ridge. This is Butterfly Trail. On Butterfly Trail, look at that. Water. I still got some, but I was banking on some being out here. And I called the bike shop, the new bike shop in Summerhaven, and there's going to be SPD pedals up there. It's a good day. Just got to the control road, the last step of the bypass. Getting to the control road took, I think it was right around 12 hours, not counting the time I stopped to sleep, from the bottom of Bugs to the control road, which is actually what I was kind of guessing last night, but that was based on basically nothing. I hadn't ridden any of those trails before. Nothing was harder than any other section of AZT. Butterfly got pretty overgrown. And then the last few miles of Crystal just seemed to take forever. But that's probably because I was getting tired. But yeah, 12 hours on that, plus this few miles up this control road, which some of it's rideable, I think, but this pedal spindle, I'm not pedaling that great anyway, so just keep walking. Made it to the top of the bypass, top of the control road, went to Summerhaven, found a set of pedals, which I'm super stoked on. Feels pretty luxurious at this point. Got a bunch of food, hopefully enough. The market, the general store was like insanely busy. I waited in line for like 20 minutes. There's, yeah, people like picking out their fudge and one person ringing people up. So it was like, yeah, I couldn't believe how slow it was. I was just so overwhelmed. I was like shell-shocked from, you know, walking up this mountain, and all of a sudden there's just like surrounded by tourists and people just browsing knickknacks, and I'm just like, get me out of here. So I'm out on Oracle Ridge now, and it feels much nicer. Welcome to Oracle Ridge. It's 5:30 a.m. day 4, out in the Tiger Mine section. For the most part, pretty fast moving trail. I'll walk a lot of the climbing because it's just kind of too much at this point, but the trail is fast in general. Combe, Choya. So sticky. Ah! Out here, mid-morning, day 4, Beehive Well. Oh yeah, she's full to the brim. Gonna fill up some water, fill up here, and then at the new tank, and then I don't have to use anything from Freeman Road. No caches. So the water caches on the AZT, those are for hikers. They don't do the mileage that we do in a day on foot, so they rely on those. On a bike, you can fairly easily get between reliable water sources, so it's frowned upon to use the casters. Looks like we might get some weather. It's nice to have cloud cover. ADOT spigot at the Gila River. There's Anna, there's Katie. Good morning from Martinez Canyon. Slept a little ways up the climb, but doing most of it this morning. Got a little chilly last night. Forecast looks like cooler weather the next few days, which is okay with me. Hope I brought enough layers. Headed towards Queen Valley, out on a gravel road. A bunch of people shooting guns out here. Probably one of my least favorite parts about Arizona. Gold Canyon, Bosch's. Bike is close to packed. Now I just need to fit 1.5 large pizzas somewhere. Need food for the next 2 days. I'll figure it out. I'm on this Jacobs crosscut section. There'll be like 20 yards of smooth trail, and then it'll just get into like a pile of baby heads, and they'll turn the corner, and then it'll be like 20 yards of smooth trail. It's just on and off, super slow. Morning. I think it's day 6, race clock 5. Just getting into Four Peaks section. I just left Sparrow Lake, filled up all my water. Met a southbound rider that said that it was all dry up there, so gotta carry a bunch. There's Four Peaks. Count them. Headed up there. taking a break for a minute up here on the Mazatzal Divide Trail. Pretty cool trail along this ridge. A Jeep caught me on an uphill and I got to top just before it did, and then it kind of went up and down for a while, and I was going as fast or faster than the Jeep for a few minutes. It was pretty fun. Actually kind of chilly up here. It's really nice. This, I think it's called Boulder Creek. I'm making my way down to Sycamore Creek. There's enough catclaw and loose, chunky rocks that it's very slow. Two pizzas was a great choice. I'm at Sycamore Creek. I still have like 3-ish liters, but I filled up another bladder with 3 more just because I think it takes a while to get to Jake's Corner. But I wanted to show you. It's pretty appetizing, right? It's at least flowing. I filled up a bladder and put some tabs in. Definitely some little floaties in there. I'll drink it if I have to, but I'm gonna wait as long as I can. I feel like this is one of those parts that's hard to describe, but pushing up a wash with boulders, and the road kind of comes and goes, and the road is slightly improved over the boulders. Sometimes hard to follow at night. It's morning of day 7, I think. Race clock day 6. I'm approaching Payson. I'm on Highline Trail just outside of Pine. About to head up the Mogollon Rim later this evening. Just put my zip-off pants back on, converted my zip-offs back into pants, because there are lots of sections of Highline that look like this, and all of those leaves have sharp edges. They're working on most of Highline, so some sections are like this. This is General Springs cabin. Slept in here for a few hours tonight. I'm sure much warmer than outside. It's morning of day 8 maybe? I don't know. I am going through Happy Jack section. Got to Mogollon Rim last night and stopped at General Springs cabin, which is just over the top. A little earlier than I have been stopping, but it was already cold and windy up there, and that cabin looked pretty cozy. So I still only slept for about 4 hours, and started this morning at 3 a.m. But now this morning has been just one slowdown after another. Yesterday I was doing pretty good about stop time. I was motivated, and yeah, I was making very few stops, and the stops were quick. And this morning, I don't know, it seems like it always kind of happens that way, where it's you have some issue that you keep stopping for, and then there's all these other things that start slowing you down as well. I'm just trying to keep my feet relatively happy before I start the hike, because I don't want to be wincing my first steps down the canyon. So I'm at Double Springs Campground. The spigot was turned off, so I had to filter some water. I have 50 miles, I think, to Flagstaff. And turns out I was cutting it a little close in calories from Payson. So I think I have around 2,500 calories, which for, 10 hours, 250 an hour. I think it'll be just enough. But I was digging around the bottom of my backpack, found a giant apple fritter that I forgot about. Make that 3,000 calories. Good morning from just outside Flagstaff. The low was 23 degrees last night. I have a 35 degree bag and a puffy and rain gear, and I slept all right for like a little over 5 hours. And then riding this morning down into Walnut Canyon, it was like, at one point my Garmin said 17 degrees. Just resupplied in Flagstaff, headed up Schultz Pass. I don't know if I've shown enough hike-a-bike that's not super gnarly. There's plenty, especially on a single speed, that's just a little steeper than I want to ride. On the San Francisco Peak section, it's a pretty good one. Just sitting here at the top of the San Francisco Peak section, taking advantage of the last bit of sunlight to switch over to my cold weather clothes while it's still warm. But just sitting here taking this in, it's been a lot of fun. And I can't say that about all the races I've done. I don't know, something about, I guess a lot of things went to plan so far. And a lot of fun riding, and I think like food and some of that stuff that I've gotten right most of the time, and then that in turn means I'm in a good mood, and then I have more fun riding, and I ride more things, and I ride faster, and like just it's a totally different experience than when you're like totally sleep deprived, low on food, bad weather. Like it's like not even comparable. The end is in sight, and I'm super stoked to get there, and also really enjoying being here. It's morning of day 10, day 9 on the race clock. I'm approaching the rim, the south rim. Another cold night last night, but I think it was closer to 30 degrees rather than like low 20s, so that was plenty warm. Slow to get going on those mornings though. It's hard to get out of the sleeping bag. Slow to, I mean, I was still wearing all my clothes, so that was fast, but slow to put socks back on and put shoes on and eat something, and yeah, everything's just a little frozen. And then the first couple hours of riding, I was making stops every, I don't know, felt like every 10 minutes. It was probably every 15 or 20 minutes, like adjusting a layer, taking a layer off. Finally down to like the layers I'll wear for the rest of the morning, I think. Time to get to Tucson, the last resupply. All right, it's packed up. I think it's about how I had it when I was practicing. I feel like it's probably different every time you do it, but we'll see how that rides. That's probably 50-ish pounds. Here it goes. It's a long way down there. Here we go. Feels weird starting out. There's a, I don't know, it's like totally, you know, switching modes of transportation. And then, I don't know, it's did I remember to do the things I was gonna do? I even went back to the picnic table I packed up on and scanned to make sure I didn't leave anything. It's my worst nightmare. Drop something down here and then get to the North Rim and not have a complete bicycle. So stoked to actually be here. Pretty unique feature of this trail. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. Now it's time. Don't be like this guy and go down to the river and back in a day. Or go to the North Rim in a day. I think this is a good time to start, because I haven't been very many people on the trail. I think most people are trying to be done before, you know, before sunset. And then, and not that it's super hot, but being down at the bottom at night is probably a little less strenuous. And then I'm thinking, so it's 4 p.m. when I started, if it takes me, well, sunrise would be around 14 hours, which is probably as fast as it'll go. It could be, I don't know, 14, 18. But getting to the North Rim with sunlight will also be nice, because it'll be super cold. I was thinking about this hike and like how I was ready for it, because my hands have been sore by the end of each day. And so this isn't like big long break for my hands. So stoked. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish. No turning back now. Now we just gotta climb out the other side. Simple as that. It's 11:30-ish. Working my way up North Kaibab Trail. This is hard. Pack is super heavy. This there's a few miles of like slight uphill grade before the climb starts in earnest. Slow going. That was a long night. Probably should have slept at the South Rim before I started. It was fighting sleep all morning. Going pretty slow. But the end is in sight now. I think I'm finally getting close to the top. Lots of steep switchbacks. Ready to be back on my bike. It's so heavy. Harder than I thought, for sure. And I had everybody warn me that it was incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard. In the aftermath. I've just been eating snacks and thinking about how hard that was. This is some North Rim single track. In the spring it's usually covered in snow. This section's pretty good. The last section I was in just had a ton of deadfall. It was really frustrating. Could never keep momentum. Always getting off the bike to go over a tree. About to descend down to State Line Campground to the finish.